big day in Chicago as Jason Van Dyke, the Chicago police officer who shot and killed LaQuan McDonald, took the stand in his own defense. Many folks were wondering whether he was going to do so. That did happen today. It is one more effort by the defense team to try to persuade this jury that Van Dyke should not be convicted of murder. Of course, he pumped 16 bullets into LaQuan McDonald. You also recall the city of Chicago did not want any of us to see the video of LaQuan McDonald being shot. They fought several years for that video to be released. They finally had to do so after intense pressure from media organizations. And when that video came out, it completely contradicted the story of Chicago police officers who said LaQuan McDonald was charging them with a knife. We saw the dash cam video, and it showed McDonald walking away from Officer Jason Van Dyke. An account, so again, folks have been questioning Chicago police, their actions this entire time. Joining us right now is Kathy Chaney of the Chicago Sun-Times. She has been with us several times with regards to this case. Kathy, tell us, what was it like in the courtroom today as Jason Van Dyke went to the witness stand to testify in his own behalf to save himself from being convicted of murder?
It was pretty much, it was a mess, just to put it bluntly. People likened him to Brett Kavanaugh crying on the stand. Just about everything that he said contradicted everything that was in the video. He tried his best. I have to give it to his defense team. They tried their best to make it seem like he was in fear for his life, that he had no choice but to unload his weapon, and it just didn't work because prosecution came back and countered everything, and everything comes down to that video, and you can't dispute that. But Jason Van Dyke says, well, the video doesn't show his perspective. And I'm sitting there like, what perspective are you talking about? Because the video is quite clear. So of course it's not going to show the perspective that you wish that you had after everything happened.
Kathy, wasn't it a dash cam video that was from his car?
Exactly. So we're trying to figure out, what are you talking about? The video doesn't show his perspective. The dash cam video shows what happened. It's pretty clear. So his perspective is irrelevant. It shows what happened. And it's something that he just can't come to terms with. He just actually just said, you know what, I messed up. I think people have been like, okay, at least you admitted that. But his perspective, the dash cam video, pretty clear, cut, dry, black, white, simple, completely simple. You can't dispute it.
Kathy, describe for us the scene in the courtroom. Obviously, you had Chicago cops there in support of Van Dyke. Folks, the family and the community on the LaQuan McDonald side, how did they react to what took place?
Oh, you know what? As with any other big cop case, when cops are in the room supporting their brother in blue, they look kind of stoic. They don't show the emotion of, oh man, he shouldn't have said that, or, he kind of messed up. They put on a united front. So that's all that you will ever see, when cops are in the courtroom or outside, in support of one of their own that's on the stand testifying, that's in, a lot of trouble. So you can't read the emotions. They will never give you the satisfaction of them saying, oh man, he messed up or something like that. They won't give you that satisfaction at all.
Where we go now, obviously he's testified. Has the defense rested, or will they expect to rest tomorrow?
They're expected to rest tomorrow. Like pretty much all of the arguments are over today. But they'll go to tomorrow and want, all of the evidence entered in, the exhibits, and then the defense will rest, and then the prosecution will come back with its rebuttal, and then maybe by the end of the week, we may have something. We may have something by the end of the week. So it's up in the air right now because you never know how juries can go. The makeup of this jury is pretty white. So we don't know. It's kind of scary right now. And Father Michael Flager from St. Sabina, he said the other day that if Van Dyke is acquitted, he's calling for a shutdown on the whole city. He's like, he doesn't want kids to go to school. He wants stores to close. He wants peaceful protests, but he wants the city shut down if Van Dyke is acquitted, and he's not playing. And he's getting growing support for that.
And last question for you, what exactly is the makeup of this jury?
It is one African-American. I believe there are 2 or 3 Latinos, 1 Asian, and everyone else is white. So it's quite telling. It's quite telling of how the jury makeup is. And it's another reason why a lot of people think that he opted for a jury trial instead of a bench trial because of the makeup of the jury. Looks like it's skewing largely in his favor.
I do have, again, just one more question. When you mentioned the prosecution will offer their rebuttal, obviously when he took the stand, they went right after him. What do you expect them to focus on in their rebuttal? Because based upon all accounts, the defense team was just flailing away even in their entire defense.
Oh, absolutely. So, what we are trying to figure out what the rebuttal of the prosecution will be, but it will largely rest on what the defense says tomorrow in their closing arguments. So we're really hoping to see what they say about that, because everything that Van Dyke said on the stand today, the prosecution came back and said, okay, didn't you say this happened? Oh, I don't remember. Then he's dabbing away tears. And we're like, really? Come on, stop it. So hopefully we'll know more about what the prosecution's rebuttal will be after we hear closing arguments tomorrow.
All right, then, Kathy Chaney, Chicago Sun-Times, we certainly appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.